Peace, everybody. So it's been a while since I have actually done a video, and the motivation for me actually doing this recording right now is because of something that I have to face tomorrow, which I actually, for leading up to this day, have had to really go into, like take myself there emotionally, not run from it. And it's been really difficult. And I have such a good support system of genuine friends, sisters, not even blood. And these are my sisters and that are in my corner, rocking with me, uplifting me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because the last time that I actually had to face this head on, besides the fact that I deal with it every day, like I can't tell you a day that I don't battle with the situation that I went through. And the last time I actually started was called trauma focused therapy to face this situation that transpired over a period of months, that I went through this cruel, like for months, that I not only dealt with it then, but it's something that I have not been able to shake within my own mind. And I don't know, I've heard the term that once you've been abused and you face abuse, you in turn kind of become that abuser to yourself. And this man's actions and words, I've embodied them, and I say them to myself. Like, it's hard to explain, but I have, without being in that actual, encounter, I'm putting myself through it, and not intentionally, So in 2018, when I started trauma focused therapy, we were like in our 5th month, and that was so tough. 4th or 5th, May, June, July, August, April, May, actually only like three and a half. And I faced a situation prior to it, right? It's so hard for me to explain without really breaking down right now. But when we got up to, while I was still in the trauma focused therapy, the results of what took place with me, standing up for myself came in. And when I read them, like I spiral. It triggered everything. And I just couldn't take it, which in turn triggered the mania that I deal with, the insomnia. And then psychologically, when I got into that state, everything was off, I was more hypervigilant. I had these thoughts racing through, and I was just like, I don't want to go through this anymore. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of battling it. Having someone actually make a calling to say that this doesn't affect my life, they don't feel that it does, was a huge slap in the face. And it just, I literally broke in that moment. And I went to the extent where I was like, I don't want to be here no more, And it wasn't I wasn't in my right mind, but my mind in that moment was like, I'm done. So I, attempted to take my life, and it didn't work. But from that moment, prior to that, I hadn't dealt with suicidal ideations. I hadn't made any suicide attempts. Nothing like that. I remember when I was a teenager, about 15, I had said that before, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. It was just, but never to that's to what I experienced and what I currently experience. Like, I feel that ever since then, like that triggered me to where that's in my mind when I get to a certain point to where I'm just like, I don't want to. Like since then, I've had, I've had other experiences of literally planning out how I could take myself out, what would work, since the first time didn't work. And I'm very grateful that the other part of me that responded was like, that's not going to work. Even though my mind wasn't like, you know what, your life is more worth it. My mind, the other side of my mind was like, that's not going to work. This is going to be the result. That's not going to work. This is going to be the result. And the one thing that I knew for a fact would work, I done the two things I did not have access to. And the one that I knew I could get access to, I'm so grateful that I was actually able to be open with my therapist and let her know. And I was encouraged to by a fellow veteran who was also my friend to let her know. And I was so scared because I was like, if I let her know how deep these thoughts are, they're going to lock me up again. And I don't want to be locked up, but I also don't want to be unsafe. So, so I've been preparing for tomorrow morning and taking it easy up into, so that I'm in a safe space psychologically to be as least overwhelmed as possible. Because I know I have to dig within myself and I have to really relive it. The fact that I have to address it and go over, I've been doing self-care and preventive planning so that I lessen the chance of me going back into that mode, of just of anything, of going into, manic episode, to where my anxiety is to where I can't control it and I'm back in the hospital. Like I've really I've been doing it and planning out and managing my time, and reducing my stressors. And again, I'm very thankful for my friends. My friend who just took me for coffee out, by the beach, near the beach, and it's so beautiful. And my friend who she's gonna come spend time with me tomorrow afterwards. We're gonna have some good food and have movies, and the next day cook like homemade meal. She's a chef, so I'm so grateful that I have them, gathering around me so that they can be my strength with me. And also my therapist, the last couple of weeks, that's all we did. Like we discuss what, but we made plans. We made a cope ahead plan. And I have that. Like I wrote it out what to do before, during, and after based off of, and even my attorney. So I'm very, very grateful. Like I have this net around me of people who are actually helping me to stay strong. And that allows me to genuinely open up when I go through this process tomorrow. So, because doing it by yourself is not easy. And I can only speak for myself. It's not easy. And I'm sure other people who are facing the traumatic events that they've experienced, it's not an easy process. It's really, really not. And it's even more so when you're actually fighting, for your right, and standing up and then being denied. Or I don't really like to use the word invalidated, but to have the situation, reduced down to not being as effective as it was to you. Minimized. There we go. Minimizing the experience. That's just the worst. It really, really is. It really is. Because I myself minimized it for until the last few years. I minimized it, and I still have. Like I'm still battling minimizing it the fact that I do, and my therapist is like, no, all of the therapists that I work with, they're like, this is big. It's not, do not minimize your experience, because by doing so, I'm not able to show myself compassion, and forgive myself for how I feel. Like, my elder, Baba T, he always says, forgive me for I'm forgiving myself, and forgiving yourself is so important. Not having to forgive them, not seeking forgiveness, but literally forgiving yourself for whatever it is. So, yeah, I'm in that process, and I just want to make this publicly to those who are in my circle. Like, again, my therapists, my fellow veterans, female vets, and other vets who I work with in this new group, who actually encouraged me to not minimize my experience, and it means a lot to me, especially from them actually experiencing very similar things while being in the military. So I say all that to say this. Whenever, for me, and I'm learning that while I'm facing something that can be super, super triggering, it's so important for me to take preventive measures. Take preventive measures. Go and, be kind to myself. Get rest. Eat. Make myself happy. Reach out to the people who are going to also help me to keep my spirits uplifted, and the ones that I trust, because I don't talk about this with everybody. And even me explaining this is not going into the situation right now. But the ones that I trust who know, me being able to go to them and open up, it's does wonders. It. So I'm sending my gratitude to you all who are so supportive and in my corner, and I got this. I'm going to face this as I have been. I've been being strong. And to people who don't understand my situation, there are people who are close to me, that I don't really think they get it. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I think it has a lot to do with them seeing just the strength. I'm always so strong and I can conquer this and do that. But it's only because I put a mask, and I shoved it down within me to not face it. And that's not, that there's strength in that, but facing and addressing something that you've got or that you're dealing with, that's true strength. It really is, because you're not running. And I feel the more that I face this and fight through and get better and, build my strength up in a healthier way, the more victorious I am. Take my power back, reclaim my power from whomever has tried to take that from me. So it's all a process. And whoever's listening to this, I appreciate you taking your time to listen. And I also hope that you too be very good to yourself in your healing. Seek help if you feel you need it. It's so important. Mental health is paramount. I don't feel that you can be healthy spiritually or physically if you're not psychologically healthy. Because everything starts from the mind. Everything. So it's been a really interesting journey. It's very difficult, but also rewarding. So, yeah, peace and love. Today is February 23rd, 2020. The new moon is today, and I am focused on manifesting newness. I'm focused on manifesting what it is I want to have into my reality, and letting go of what I need to let go of. I don't know how much people understand how important it is to know what's going on in the cosmos, because the cosmos govern us. You know, we are the microcosm to that macrocosm. And it's important to know so that when your energy is shifting, and like with the retrograde, the communications get crossed with people, emotions, you know, and if you're not prepared for what's happening, you don't know how to stop yourself and say, hold on, because with everything else that's already going on and that emotional buildup, with that going on above us, it just can make it haywire if we're not aware and we don't take, precautions. So, yeah, I'm about to do my thing, finish doing what I've been working on, as I always do when these new cycles come through. Um, yeah, so hope you guys are staying in your magic as well. We all need each other, okay? So don't ever think that you don't need support system, in whichever way that you can get that. So I'm about to get off of here, do some connecting, talk with my ancestors, and yeah, get grounded, go outside and put my feet in the earth and do my thing. So peace and so much love, okay?